Good morning. Welcome to Sunbeam Alpine Tiger Recreation Part 16. Now, what can I say? This is just a little bit of a spoiler episode. Enjoy. Right then, you may laugh, you may not. But I'm developing the front spoiler. I know that the one or two have fitted the Triumph Dolomite Sprint front spoilers, splitters, whatever you want to call it. Now on my first Alpine, I actually made my own in some 3mm aluminium, 316 for over the pond, aluminum, and put some air holes in it. But I found out now you can get the actual plastic scoops, so I might bond them on the back and then bring them either underneath for a bit more airflow, who knows, but I might just leave it blank. I don't know, but the more air I can get in there, the better. Now, what I've gone for is, if you see the actual, the mouth of the car, I've followed it through. So as I think, honestly, it'll be better than actually taking it right to the ends. So as it should give it a bit more, I don't know, aggressive appeal. Who knows? But it's in its early stages yet, as you can see. So as we'll see how that goes as the project develops. Now we've roughly trimmed it off, as you can see. So as you can get like a bit of a picture how it's going to look, but I can adjust to the angle to whichever I want to do it when I put it on, which I will actually drill it. I mean, you can see it's quite flat at the moment, but we can get it up. But what I shall do is I shall drill some what they call them, bloody fasteners now. It'll come to me in a bit. So as I'll get these so that it can be removed, I might make a couple. One as a spare. I know that on my old Alpine, I was coming down some country lane there once, and somebody had threw a bloody big hobnail boot, and it hit the front of the. There was nothing I could do. I just went round the corner, seen it. Had to go over it. Grinching, had to slow down anyway. Went over it. Try not to hit the brakes, as you know, the front end dives. It went through and right through the car, underneath that is, and it put a nice little, being aluminium as well, aluminum, it bent it, put a few scratches in it. I pulled it back up and it was fine. So as your plastic ones, I don't think would have survived that. So that's just a bit of a thought for everybody. But what I shall do now is I'll cut around that now with a blade, a craft knife. And then I shall go off to go and see my mate and scrounge a bit of 3mm, 316, aluminium, whatever you want to call it. Progress of the spoiler. Well, after a few sleepless nights, I've decided I'm going another way with this. But as you can see, the masking tape aided design to get the profile of the front scuttle, valance, whatever you want to call it. It gives you an idea how to get the shape. Now, watch this space. Right then, this is a bit of a spoiler episode, this is. We was going the way of making us a nice aluminum spoiler, like I did in 2005 for my Series 5, which I'll show you a picture of that now. Now, after many thoughts and sleepless nights and a few car shows later, and also a good fellow member who I've been liaising with his V8 project, which is now finished, Mr. Wood, which is an absolutely brilliant Alpine V8 conversion, I must say. I don't think I'm going to get that anywhere near like his, but we can try. So I've had one or two things off him, and you know, we've swapped a few messages, this, that and the other, which has been a good help. Thank you very much for that, Stevie boy. Now, also, what I found he'd put on the front of his was a spoiler. He brought it. Now, I asked the question what it was, and it was a Triumph Dolomite Sprint. Now, I liked it. I don't like to copy off people. I like to make my own mind up with one or two things. So I was, a few car shows later, looked at the Dolomite Sprint, thought, yeah, that's nice. Got to be some other classic cars similar. GT6, yeah, looked at that one now. But, however, I have found one which is from a TR6. Now, I've had it made for me from a company who makes quite a lot of stuff for TVRs, TR6, GT6 and Sunbeams, hard tops, whatever. Not far away, Stratford-upon-Avon, a big moulding company, not going to mention the names yet. So as I come across the TR6 spoiler, now I'm going to show you. Now there is a few alterations, like most of it ain't going to fit, is it? So you're going to alter it to make it fit. So as here we show you, we get the shape, which is the MA masking tape aided design again. And then what you do, you mark it, scalpel it out. You've got the actual contour then of the front of your car, where to go. Now, just one moment, I'll be back in a minute. So, we have found this spoiler, which is a TR6. Fiberglass, not carbon fibre, fiberglass, so it's quite strong, to be quite honest with you, and I think it will beat the aluminium design what I did myself in 2004/5. Incidentally, that car was featured in Retro Cars magazine. I think it was June 2000. I think I've showed you it before. I don't want to bore you with them bits. So we've got this spoiler now. It's got some nice cutouts in it. I don't know what it's going to be like when I cut it out, but it's not a million miles away. And I think it'll look quite nice when it's done. So I'm going to leave that where to see where I've gone. I've got to come back to this later. This is not priority for me at the moment. I'm just collecting bits as I go along. But as you can see, that will look very nice when it's on. I'd like you to leave some comments about it, to be honest with you. Do we put this one on, or do we develop this one, put the vents in, like the orange Mark 5 I had. But honestly, I know what you're all going to say. That's going to look the dog's danglies when it's on, and I think it will either. I'm not too pleased about the moulding. It's not very good. I mean, I used to do canoe club when I was a kid, and I could get better results than that on the gel coat. So I think it was a bit of a rush job for me, but it's just rubbing down and primer filler, rubbing down and more primer filler. I hope you enjoyed this bit of a spoiler episode. And like I say, again, thanks for watching. Bye. Well, thanks for watching part 16, spoiler alert. I hope you've enjoyed all the episodes so far. We'll trim the spoiler, etc. I'll show you how I'm going to fix that later on in the year. I am taking a short break now, a deserved break for a few months, but we've got some interesting stuff coming up. We've got the anti-tramp bars. How are we going to do those? I'm going to put them on a rose joint to tension them when they're on there, one thing or another, and also the cross sway bar, how I'm going to fit that. That should be quite interesting. Then we've got the prop shaft. Prop shaft's gone away. What I noticed with the prop shaft as well was the rear knuckle was smaller
than the front. The front was larger, hence it was touching the tunnel. So I was going to bash the tunnel out or cut it out or whatever I was going to do to it, but I'm going to wait till the prop shaft comes and have a look at that. So that's a brand new prop shaft I'm having made at Shelley Prop Shafts in Wolverhampton. Very good company to deal with. Now, also what we've got coming up as well will be the Brembo caliper rebuild. I'll probably do that in stages so as we can strip that and send it to the powder coaters. Then we can get it back, start putting it all back together. The ones where I've got, they are quite seized. Well, you're going to get it. Obviously, aluminium, steel, the coating wears off. It does weld itself into the calipers, so we'll probably show you a few things how we can get that out. What else we got? We got the fitment of the new oil cooler. So as I'll be waiting for the new oil cooler. I ain't going to get that now. So that's going to be when I come back in a few months' time. Blanking off the gearbox, the speedo thing, little plate to do that, and what's the name. Then we've got to take the engine and the gearbox out. Then we've got all the underside to do, the bits of budge plates what I've been welding on to weld them off. We're going to put like a copper underneath and build it up with weld. So we're not going to, there's only small holes, so I'll probably show you the technique to do that, to build that up and then grind it off flush. Then you haven't actually put a patch in, but if the area is larger, it is best to put a patch in, fully weld it and then dress it off so that it looks as if it's never been done. So there's that, and also there's my design of the plastic turbo vents. Now, one moment. So I did show people on Facebook or wherever that this has been plastic printed. The back comes off. So as that will go in there, we'll do a 90-degree sharp bend. Then there's a 12-volt turbo motor fan going in there. Then we'll bring that down the inside of the wheel arch. I've got an electronic air temperature sensor. So as obviously when it gets too hot, usually when you're in traffic, your normal fans will kick in. And also these fans will expel the hot air out the engine bay. That's the theory anyway. But that will be interesting to find out when the vehicle is actually running, whether it's good. Diesel might be sold in a kit. Who knows? It's early days yet on that. Then the other thing is fuse box. I've seen them with the fuse boxes in the engine bay. I don't want that. I want a nice clean engine bay as I can. So as I'm going to cut out the top and then so as I can put like a little door in, you press a button, you can open it, and there you've got your fuse box, your relays, whatever goes in there out the way. So as the less clutter in the engine bay, the better. Then obviously there's the spraying. Now, one or two people have remarked on this red stuff, saying how bad it is. It's just a guide for me at the moment to fill it, and then we'll use like an epoxy primer, and then we'll use a primer filler, and then we'll rub it down, and then we're going to use a 2-pack. I'm not going to use a couch paint on the inside of the engine bay anyway. It's going to be 2-pack, and the underneath will be Raptor liner. You can get rough or a fairly smooth, what's the name, with an adjustable gun. So as that will be coming up as well. I'm just hoping it's been an interest to some people. I was going to finish it a while ago. I'm getting one or two compliments. Thank you very much. And all I can say is subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, or follow me, like. If you like it, you know, and I'll concentrate on areas. And if there's anything as well, what you think or you want to know, I can put in an episode and do something on it. Who knows? If it's going to help people out, that's what I'm here for. And yeah, I have wasted a bit of money, but I'm going to go through it anyway and waste it. But I'm hoping that you're going to watch it and go, oh, that's an idea. That will save me a bit of money. So there you go. Just throw gold coins at me. Anyway, I'm off now for a nice time. So enjoy and thank you for watching.